Welcome everyone, Costin here with my campaign guide for Archaon the Everchosen on Legendary difficulty in Total War Warhammer 3 Immortal Empires. So just to show you, Legendary, very hard battle difficulty. Archaon is by far and away the strongest Legendary Lord in the entire game. But why is that? Well, the Warriors of Chaos currently are incredibly powerful due to their global recruitment, the Dark Fortresses, the Vassals. What makes Archaon far better than anyone else, you might ask? Well, it's his faction benefits. So he gets research rate per vassal, diplomatic relations per vassal, souls per vassal. So the more vassals you have with him, the more powerful you get. Now this obviously does apply to other legendary lords of chaos, but I would say his benefits certainly make him far better than the competition. Although it is kind of hilarious when you think of Kolek and the fact he literally gets larger and gets more weapon strength the more vassals he has. Like, look at his tiny size here over here compared to what he can get by the end of the campaign. Now here's another thing that makes Archaon incredibly powerful. His starting position is surrounded by minor factions. There's a faction of Khorne, of Slaanesh, of Nurgle, a Norscan faction here, a Norscan faction you can awaken here, a Tzeentch faction, Skaven, another Norscan tribe. All of these factions can become your vassals, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. But first, let's actually get started. I recruited the starting units here. I do have an army of Slaanesh. I'm not gonna have to fight any single battle manually in the campaign. That, by the way, is an indication of how powerful a faction is. If you don't have to fight battles yourself, though obviously there are benefits, you get more income, experience, all that if you kill more enemy units on your own. But if you don't have to fight battles on your own, then that is a sign of how powerful a faction is. Over here, I am going to get raid trophies. And I am also going to get Corpse Mount. And we are going to go in the gifted units. Archaon does start with some gifted units, specifically a Hell Cannon. So does Kolek. You know, some people start with some Bloodletters of Khorne. Archaon starts with a fucking Hell Cannon. Yeah, I'll take that. That's another thing. Now, in terms of gifts, you do start with 2 gifts of Undivided Chaos. So I'm going to get Missile Resistance, and then I'll get replenishment as well. Research wise, you do have to go down, you do have to get this one, the Scrutiny of the Dark Gods, and my recommendation is to get the Infernal March. You will want to get Chosen eventually, though not necessarily at the start. Get a Room Marcher, Dominating Presence, and Chaos Vanguard. For your Exalted Hero over here, get Training, because you will want that experience. Okay, so that is the start. I could get the Regiment of Renown over there. And now let's look at the diplomatic screen. No options so far, except getting a peace treaty with the faction of Slaanesh. Which, I'll be honest, I might be willing to grant, but not really. My vassals can wipe them out. That's one of the things you do want to be careful of. Your vassals, after one point, can win the campaign for you. You just have to go there and deal with some settlements, but you're not going to face any real serious combat threat in this campaign. The only issue, the only threat, so to speak, in the campaign at the very start is Boris, and that's something that applies for like the first 40 turns or so of your entire campaign. Hell, you could go, this is Total War style campaign. Now, here's how incredible the Warriors of Chaos currently are. You can recruit, you can do warband recruitment, and march, enforce march stance. Now, it kind of makes sense because the recruitment is instant, so it is just a way to avoid some annoyances with respect to that. Like having to constantly swap in and out of Force March, or I forgot to recruit before swapping into Force March. So anyway, with Archaon, I'm going to march here. There is another Dark Fortress at the Plains of Zanbajan, and it's also the location of a minor faction of Nurgle, who we are going to enslave, because you do have this Norscan faction over here you could give them the settlement, the minor settlement. You could keep it yourself, or you could have an entire demonic faction under your thrall from the very beginning, pretty much. And again, every vassal gives you 25 souls, so that is an incredibly potent situation for you as the player. So I've recruited some units. I am also going to recruit this regiment of renown, and we are going to cross the border into Nurgle territory and get some more marauders and wolves. And then we're going to take that dark fortress. Yeah, Blade Master for the hero. Get another gift of chaos. My recommendation will probably be to get casualty replenishment for your marauders. Now, this minor faction of Nurgle is not going to pose any real threat. If you're playing a Colic, one of the early things you might want to do is actually take control of these fellows. So Archaon got the plague because he is in the lands of Nurgle, but it's like, a plague does nothing to me, yo. Not worried about that. In fact, although it doesn't carry the same benefits, of course, it's not really going to hamper me all that much. To a limited extent. I'm going to merge some marauders because I can do some recruitment, I believe. Just get the full strength unit. Actually, I'm gonna get the trolls. Seems more reasonable as I see it. Make some changes over here, get some better units, get some cast warriors with great weapons, which is a better decision. Switch these guys out, and let's go for it. Alright, still need to go one more turn. Now, I'm not gonna make any diplomatic arrangements right now, so the faction of Nurgle is holding up over there. And I am just going to end this turn and go out. It's a pretty straightforward campaign when you get the hang of it. Now, interesting enough, Boris, Ursus himself, has a fairly easy start as well. I mean, the only threat Boris has, I mean, the Demon Prince is an issue, but generally Hag Grief deals with him. So really you end up mostly fighting Archaon, and the AI Archaon certainly is not as aggressive as he could be. It would be interesting if Archaon was the aggressive expansionist conqueror, if the AI played them. Would certainly spice things up, I feel. Alright. Beric victor or not. And we are going to occupy it. Don't need to sack it, as it's already giving me plenty. Over there, and we get some aspiring champions, which, well, I'm actually not going to recruit them. Not for him, anyway. That said, I will recruit another army, and I'm thinking of going with Lore of Metal. And just getting some units here. Although I can certainly wait the turn, because he's not really going to be able to move this specific turn. So, get Chaos Vanguard all the way to full. Get Deadly Blade. And over here, upgrade this Dark Fortress to level 2. Alright, so my vassal is marching in. So I'll need to occupy this territory. Sadly, I won't be able to sack it. I would love to sack it, actually. But I'll, well, not occupy it, vassalize them, force the vassalization on them. So subjugate them. And there we go. New vassals already. Let's go move on. We do have some ways to go. So over here, I am going to get all of these units that I can get my hands on. Let's see if we can get any diplomatic relations.
Slaughter. Bring bloodshed.
Likely not.
Syrians are gods.
Okay then.
Now the end times come.
Gonna have some economic issues for a bit, but it's not necessarily going to last.
For chaos.
Alright, let's get the commandment. So I do want chaos undivided. Spending a lot of money right now. But, yeah, if you want to go fast, you gotta go fast, right? I could get rid of the regiment of renown, though I do feel I'm going to need them against Boris.
A quest has been issued.
So you get your quest for the Slayer of Kings. Though this is not a battle you're going to be able to do right now.
Bring ruin. Moving. There'll be a reckoning.
Okay, and I'm going to move west to deal with Boris. Now the thing is, you are certainly going to have some money issues early on, but once you deal with Boris, once you fight and defeat and kill Boris, he's going to give you an enormous amount of gold when you face him in battle. And yeah, take advantage of that situation. Alright, let them fight for the hero. For the hero benefit, running surely slowly out of money, but look at the situation of Boris. He's wiped out most of this. I mean, this is kind of an expected outcome, though so, I certainly hope he won't be able to take their capital. So, how do you deal with that? Well, you go declare war against Boris as quickly as you can. And you then march your army, you defeat Boris, you give one region. You just have to give one region to the Bloody Sword. Now, my vassal there is going to try and take out the Sinnelleos faction. They won't necessarily succeed over there. Sadly enough for them. Good enough for me, because I want to vassalize the Sinnelleos faction. One of the things to be aware is that your vassals need to... Alright, so we get experience. Let's get the Helm of Many Eyes. So he's just got Norskins and Spearmen and all that kind of stuff.
They dominate me.
I'll have this world. You need a boon? I am the chosen of the gods. Yes, bring corruption.
So turn 10.
Speak through your
He might declare war on me. He will declare war on me. Boris knows what's gonna happen. Wonder if he's wiped them out. Hopefully not. Oh, he's used the attrition of Urson. I think he's used the invocation. Which is a bit of a shame because he's going to reduce my combat power. And that is certainly going to create a few problems.
Spirit of Mortal. The storm of chaos gathers. Ready. Ready.
Alright. So this is one of those battles I may actually end up having to fight.
Are you a god? Let's be about this.
But I guess we'll find out.
Now they will see.
It is better if you pick it as a settlement battle. Alright, we do have a settlement battle. One of the few situations where you will end up having to fight a battle on the campaign as Archaon. Although in this case I probably could have made things better for myself if I had been raiding this region, like if I had recruited a hero from the Riding Fortress out better. And Warriors of Chaos with weapons. Boruses are... Okay. So here we are. Let's take a look at the situation. So you can put a barricade there. One there. Alright, we're gonna deploy here.
Lord of the end times.
Have his units on this side. And yeah, I'm going to take advantage of my reinforcements coming in on that side to help deal with him. To flank him specifically, while my guys fight here in the center.
Archaon! Charge them!
Let loose. He's gonna disable that.
Exalted hero!
And that, boys and girls, is why you don't fuck with chaos. Those guys are something else. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of like ridiculous. Like, this is like, oh, you would potentially lose this battle. I'm like, you sure about that? I mean, I understand the logic of what the game is telling me. I do, believe me. He does have quite a few units. Alright, gonna send these fellows right there. And let's advance all of our forces. The thing about Cossars to always remember is that they have no really good armor piercing. Oh damn. So while I may end up taking some casualties here, it isn't necessarily going to matter as much. Now the forces here that I've arrayed, the aspiring champions especially, are going to go to town. He's like made himself a major fortress over here, daring me to break myself on his walls, so to speak. Right, we got war bears. Now, if you think that's the fact that Hell Cannon is out of ammo is the end of its power, you would be wrong, good sir.
Tremble, mortals! Wreck and ruin! Syrians I will see! Seal to our steeds! Chaos Knights! Spreading destruction! Swords of Chaos to me! They will suffer for the Chaos Gods! Chaos Warriors! Move fast!
Alright, they're pressuring those fellas right there.
Chaos Marauders! Eat your swords!
And my Marauders have broken through right there.
What do the gods desire?
Well, Boris is keeping that one occupied. The spawns of Nurgle might be dying, but they are certainly going to take a lot of them with them. And this entire army is disposable, genuinely.
Onwards, Northmen! Eviscerate them! Undivided! Kill them all!
That's the sweet part.
Running! Corn drives us!
The bears are going to die very slowly. Sadly, no.
Sorcerer Lord! Your mortal badges are nothing! Bring corruption! Archaon! For the Chaos Gods! Rage and
Gonna pull back the Hell Cannon before it goes down.
Undivided. All will be despoiled. War! My master's call.
Okay, Archaon is gonna go there to deal with that situation. I do find myself annoyed by the when dealing with barricades, because it's like I always feel like I'm not able to target them as well as I should. Or when you give an order for your army to take it out, it doesn't quite work out the way you want it to.
Constant. Take this, mortals! Chaos Warriors of God! Kill, maim, burn! Done! Masters, witness me! Quickly! Mortal fool!
Alright, let's get the victory point there.
Chaos Knights!
Then I'm going to take my Chaos Knights and go deal with Boris. You may wipe out my entire reinforcement army here, or a significant chunk of it. I hit that fucking nerve.
Very well! For chaos! In Ruination's name! Charge them! I am exalted! Warriors of God! My blade hungers!
The warrior bears are finished, and in many ways it's a lot better to end up having to fight Boris in a settlement than it is to fight him in an open field. Those Kossars are far less dangerous over here because they can't just concentrate their range power.
Chaos Marauders! Chaos Knights!
These guys have
Men
certainly
of
taken
the
a heck of a
North!
beating.
We
Right,
go
our guard.
in fury! Exalted hero! Quickly! Very well.
Tower is destroyed.
They die! My God's call! My blade hungers! Attack the mortals! Destroy them! On tireless foot! The dark
Now to deal with those armor casters.
Chaos, the only master!
And of course, Boris himself.
Slay every mortal! Obliterate them! What? Give us ruin! Chaos Knights of Siege! Chaos Warriors, wait Chaos command! Seeking victims!
Gonna take these Marauders to deal to keep those armor casters occupied for a while.
Yes! Mortal
Yeah, Archaon to go after Boris.
without fear!
Gonna bring the trolls here. And that's the victory. A bloody one. Just didn't have enough forces to... Like, he was in a fairly strong situation over here. Now what I'm going to do is bring back a vassal faction here. The Tong, specifically. As you can see, the warbearers did reap their toll.
There'll be a reckoning. Now they will see true power.
Alright, next up I'm going to take that other settlement.
This world.
But first, I am going to get some more upgrades for Archaon, or actually you could just keep... yeah, you could decide not to spend points. In fact, I think I'll just not spend any points.
Chaos!
For him, Room Archer, Cast Vanguard, the usual stuff. Not going to upgrade it right now, I kind of need the money for some other stuff. I am going to upgrade my Exalted Hero, however. Cast Strategist, Runic Unity.
The slaughter begins. The eyes.
Alright, so how they deal with the situation where the Bloody Sword, for instance, is holed up in their last element there, the Dark Fortress. You obviously want the Dark Fortress for yourself, right? So... well, they might solve that issue for me. Yeah, take it. Save me the issues of a siege.
Are you a god? The gods direct me. By the eldritch I see. Fool!
Though I might have to wait a bit for them to do so. Nah, I'm just gonna wait here.
Bloodshed!
Norska, straight to business. Wesh fine. True.
War!
Slaneshi Herald.
Korn's edict!
Alright. Let's see if the Bloody Sword manages to take this element. If they don't, I might have to just wait. You know, I think I'll just position myself close enough to it in a raiding stance. That might work. Alright, so it feels my vassals have done some damage.
Abroad is all.
Yes! It is decreed by me!
Alright, put Archaon there.
Moving now!
Research-wise, now with that story out, well, there are various choices at this point. I think I'm going to get Demonic Pact. Like, I just want to get everything here instead of dedicating myself to any particular god at this stage. Right, so some extra income there. Got the trade agreement as well going.
Dom!
Korn!
Alright, let's see what they do. I feel like the AI just takes way too long with these kind of like sieges. Like, oh, we're gonna use attrition. Alright, you can have it. Although in this case I'm going to decline attack because, well, it means they take more casualties taking this element. Which is good for me, since I'm just about to declare war against them.
Very well! It is corrupt!
Alright.
Wipe them out!
Archaon will go deal with Boris.
Syrians are gods.
Or maybe we can deal with Boris after we've already dealt with the one faction of Siege.
You take leave of your senses. I am the chosen of the gods.
Don't need that extra money. I can always wait for it to be repaired. It's not really a concern, an immediate concern. So with these fellows, let me just go over the situation that's going to happen. Well, this situation is actually really good because it means they'll have
Straight to business.
2 settlements. But what can happen here, like the reason I'm using the Fog of War, what can happen here is that if we look at them, well, in this case they declared war on the Bloody Sword, so it's like, okay, yeah, fair enough. Oh, we do have an entire army there. That can happen as well. So subjugate them, they'll have some units in the garrison. And over here, what I'll probably have to do is, well, there are several things I'll have to do. Get that one up. Start construction. This.
For the blood god! You have my promise.
And there is a concern. Do I screw over my economy? Which, yeah, I think I will just screw over my economy because I can take the damage. Upkeep for Chaos Warriors, that should help to a certain degree.
A storm of chaos gathers.
Right, so we're gonna go after Boris. Seems like a good enough plan.
Enter then. My fellow warlord.
No, not him. Now my goal with this army would actually be to deal with, ideally, with this Slaaneshi situation, because I don't want my vassals to wipe the Slaanesh faction out. More in Chaos Vanguard. Just upgrading my armies first. Let's get Commandment for public order over there. Now, of course, I am pushing things here to a fairly high level in order to really have a much easier campaign later on over here. The way I'm pushing it is by trying to vassalize as many of these guys as I possibly can. Alright, another quest battle. That I might be able to fight anyway.
My lord Sinch agrees. I'll move. Move.
Agreed.
I am not entirely certain, however, about that.
Why not?
That is an entire army. And I do want to take that Dark Fortress. It is pivotal to my plans. Now, generally what would happen to these guys is they would...
Empower. It's me.
They would declare war on the Demon Prince.
Immortality.
Or the Demon Prince would declare war on them. One of those would certainly happen at one stage or another.
Will not betray my faith.
But it hasn't happened here. Could I defeat them? Maybe. You could also get the peace tree with this Slaaneshi faction, just leave them for later.
Dominance.
Enter then.
You need a boon? Yes. I'll have this world. A storm of chaos gathers.
Okay. Yeah, that is a lot of coin.
You only delay your destruction.
Well, so Tzeentch doesn't necessarily have the most powerful army. Kairos more than makes up for it most of the time, but yeah, army-wise, sometimes it's lacking.
I serve no master but the Dark Prince. Yes.
Tribesmen, gather.
I could make that peace tree.
Excellent.
Just to get that extra vessel. It can be complicated getting them. Alright, so Deadly Blade over there. Path of Glory available. And keep in mind, I already have 4 vassals, sorry.
My fellow warlord.
Let's give him an order to attack Boris. I hope the Bloody Sword will be fine. So there are several concerns. One is that the Khorne faction gets wiped out by Boris. The other one, the Slaaneshi faction gets wiped by your own damn vassals who are not following orders. Trying to get them to do stuff. Alright, he fell back finally. Has taken out the Septic Claw.
What chaos! Spirit of Morka. Go now! Bring them to ruin! By the eldritch I see!
Alright, I'll just need more coin to recruit the units that I want.
My fellow warlords.
The slaughter begins.
War unceasing. To be honest, I'd rather be raped.
Ravish them!
To be honest, I'd rather.
The Eye of Syrian. You would make...
Alright, one game plan Archaon can have is to start going west and just keep going west, because you get more Dark Fortresses there. You will end up in Aggron pretty quickly, but you will get more Dark Fortresses that way. You'll also get Valkia, Sigvold as vassals, instead of just joining the Norska Thunderdome. That's how it feels like Kislev and Norska are the true Thunderdome in this game. I'm curious about what the Slaaneshi boys are gonna do. So we get Plague Drones, Gift of Choice, War is approving around.
There'll be a reckoning. have this world. I have seen.
Alright, he's at war with the Demon Prince.
Better to be back.
So after this, so next turn, what I'm going to do is...
Now. Let us corrupt. Now they will see true power.
A crude attempt.
There we go. There is the victory I wanted. Let's just subjugate them. I already got 10,000. 6,000 from that. Okay, so that was part of the equation. Doing upgrade for more favor. Get eventually that temple.
Tribesmen, gather. Enter
Gonna
them.
get the trade
Are you
agreement
without
with
doubt?
Dolgan.
Divine
Hellish power.
change.
And now to wipe out Boris.
What?
Actually.
You have my promise.
Because apparently my goddamn vassals can't do shit. When you want them to. Well, relying on vassals to do stuff for you is never gonna end well, I feel. But wouldn't it be a great thing if they just wiped out Boris themselves, so I wouldn't have to worry about it? Though, to be fair, you likely do have to worry about it to an extent or another. No, the Warbears are gone, the Tsar Guard are gone, so the major issues that Boris poses are gone, right? Like, those are the those are the two main issues that you have when you're dealing with Boris. He does start with a fairly strong, with some fairly strong units. So do you, though.
You dare.
And there's my army of vassals.
Syrians are gods.
Now, over here,
You dare. Don't attempt.
there are multiple ways of viewing this situation. Who's he at war with, anyway?
Keep paying your respects to me. And so,
Alright, I'm just gonna lay siege to the settlement.
Professor, I am the chosen of the god.
If he tries this.
I serve only the
Just lay siege to the settlement, let the Demon Prince claim it.
Bring ruin.
And meanwhile, over here, I am gonna start going for the settlement over here. Like this is a Dark Fortress. It's occupied by no one or by Skaven. In this case, it's no one. You take that and you vassalize these fellows who have the mountains and who also got control of the Eastern Oblast here. This Norscan faction over here will generally beat Prague to a pulp. Even if they do start losing, it's unlikely that Prague will be moving in over here. So that is one situation you got to worry about. You should be aware of. And you can vassalize them generally just by taking this settlement, by vassalizing this particular settlement. Get the Dark Fortress rank 2 over there. So right now, I am at 5 vassals, 3 trading partners, maybe you should get
Tribal
more.
fury. Your
Talk quick before I get hungry again.
Now I am just gonna make that agreement with Prague, because dealing with him,
Yo,
Troop!
So big, strong, so strange. Make helps
Speak! No escape! Talk is cheap. Let's board Seafang and find some. It is said.
Marauders all! Northmen come!
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to make an alliance with those Norskins, because they might decide to take the settlement there for themselves. I've seen it happen sometimes. Over here, get this for the sake. Where is a hero? I remember having a hero.
I foresee destruction.
There we go. He's not going to join Archaon because Archaon's too far. And once we vassalize the Norskins, now, once we vassalize them, I'll be able to prepare for the Skaven. The Skaven control the Skull Road. You need to take the Skull Road actually for a short campaign victory. Is it worth trying to vassalize the Winter 2 for the World Walkers? Not really. The problem is that they end up holding so much territory. I feel that it's generally not worth the time, effort, and energy to invest in
No
that.
higher power than I.
Despoil and
What
ravage.
have we done here?
Go now.
Tempests of fire.
Attack.
Warriors bow to no one.
Straight to business.
But this gives you an idea, though, like the ridiculousness of your, the ridiculousness of your lords, of your vassals. Because like, I just left Boris. Yeah, I've just left Boris on his own, more or less. There. Okay, so the Demon Prince has taken this, so that means they're down to that last one last settlement.
You catch me in a moment of less rage.
We're gonna have to pay a heck of a lot more than that for me to join any war. And I mean, at one point, you can just like, if you feel like your vassal's territory is secure enough, you could just go, go declare war on a faction and watch the swarm of military allies and vassals just go down. Like that's the thing. Like, I have three legendary lords as allies already. The Demon Prince, the World Walkers, Winter 2. Now you can decide. I'm gonna vassalize X, right?
Wipe that out.
Okay. And we subjugate them. And that is 6 vassals.
All hail Holy Vlad.
Shitty little fucking vermin.
Onward to destruction. Now they will see true power. Ready. For chaos.
Alright, I am going to need more research. And you can reduce the cost of how much it takes to get armies from your vassals too. Now here I'm not really going to upgrade these dark fortresses because I need the money for units and all that. A rush. Okay, for Archaon, once the skill tree is unlocked all the way at the top, Devoted of Chaos is always worth it. Speaking about Devoted of Chaos, well, and there you start having the doom stack scenarios. This is a doom stack, like, well, minus the wolves, like they're just kind of crappy units, but and their speed is nice, just being able to outrun enemies.
The spoilers come.
And if the Skaven don't, if the Skaven want to take the settlement, well,
You catch me in a moment of less.
yeah, that is a thing that does happen in Northcott. The World Walkers and Trog generally go to war, and generally the World Walkers end up winning, or Trog ends up winning. And so vassalizing one of them when they control all of Northcott is pretty tall order, I feel. You can do it, don't get me wrong. You can absolutely fucking do it.
Now!
Let me guess.
You are God! My lord Sinchagri.
The Ratos have taken that settlement.
You don't understand real power. We shall weave the fates. By the eldritch I see. Despoilers come. Let us corrupt. Move.
Well, the good news is that they didn't have their armies here.
By the eldritch I see.
Yep.
To be honest,
Marauders all.
Northman, I ain't gonna.
No,
Northman,
this is the crazy madness of
My fellow warlords converge.
playing as Archaon.
What?
This is the insanity, if you will, of playing as Archaon. It's like, oh, you want vassal? We got vassals.
But it better right.
You want allies? You want an easy? You want an easy time? Just look at this. Like, I'm rank 7. I haven't really
My
played
fellow
all that well
warlords
over here
converge.
either.
Do the Kurgan and Tong come south?
okay.
No, I'm not gonna go
Darkling Prince.
any kind of alliance right like that.
Limitless Winter Tooth.
Well, I am curious to
Talk
see
is
who ends
cheap.
up winning. Probably Trog in this case, in point of fact. Just because it feels like Bellator has shown up and ruined Wolfric's day.
Let the dark whispers of
Let's have a Nurgle.
Elevates me.
People never lay down.
onward to destruction. Yes, bring corruption. Now.
And I'll give this settlement to the Bloody Sword, as demons. Alright, get the point in Searing
Let us
Doom.
corrupt.
Demonic Pact. And after that, I'll start working on Tzeentch, I believe. Or maybe Narkle. Yeah, maybe Narkle would be. Nargle and Corn? Yeah, to be fair, the gifts of Tzeentch aren't especially great, in all honesty. Alright, get that for more income in the region. So already, per turn, I'm generating, soon enough it will be 10k.
The Eye of Sirion. I foresee destruction. Waste no time.
Depravity.
Now. Greetings, fellow Ravager of the
Prince's her blood divine immortality.
Your will.
For chaos. Moving. Yes, yes.
My magic is yours. Ready.
Siphon power. Spirit of Walker.
Alright, so Boris is down over there. You're gonna get another Cash Shrine. Rebellions are very, very rare to happen. Like outside the Sigbold, who just has an issue with his own corruption, I don't think I've ever seen a single rebellion. However, over here I might see one just because Boris has been purging all the corruption. So he is an absolute nightmare. He's only gonna have cost argument. Might have been an idea to just wipe the bastard out when I had both my armies here. I think with the Skaven, there is a river that obviously consumes your movement points if you try and cross it. That's the thing about it. You want peace. Bend the knee. I do feel like if you are at war with a faction and you've utterly destroyed them, they should be willing to vassalize, but it does feel like with vassalization, it's an absolute... Okay. So we get another Gift of Chaos. If you're wondering what I'm going to get, well...
There'll be a reckoning. Despoil.
Feel like Experience is a good choice. Goodbye, Boris.
What? Unleash chaos. For chaos.
Now there might be a rebellion there popping up. What I really want here
Straight to business.
is that Dark Fortress.
My fellow warlords can...
I feel factions are no longer really willing to trade with me because, oh, I'm trading already with a lot of damn people.
Begone, fool.
For the Black God, will you sup blood with us? Done.
Lover.
Artisan.
What?
Depravity.
So could get some money from that.
Those with the Skull Taker, avoid annihilation.
Slaneshi Herald.
But now by turn 23, and we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 is in the progress. Now, of course, chances are you may not make, you may not get this many vassals, of course. First off, I'm just going to get Slave to Darkness, then the Branding of Corn.
A storm of chaos gathers.
You do have certain exclusivity, if you will.
Excellent.
But I think Nurgle, the combination of Nurgle and Corn is a pretty decent one. Just because, well, Corn has some pretty, like it comes down to your unit roster. So Corn has artillery, and he has really good cavalry with the skull crushers you can go on. Nurgle, on the other hand, has the best chosen in the game. Meanwhile, when you think of the Slaneshi or the... I mean, you do have speed with Slanesh if that's something you're worried about, but given the fact that the vast majority of battles are going to be minor settlement battles in the game, let alone the fact that, well, you want to resolve a lot of shit. To be fair, though, you can balance it out. Eventually, you'll have so much research, you'll be able to do a lot of things very, very quickly.
Catch me in a moment of it. Yes. Fool. I'll have this.
Now over here I will have a rebellion if I don't do anything about it.
For chaos. You have my faith. No.
It's just gonna take a couple of turns to stabilize the public order because, yeah, Horus was annoying in respect to that. Over here, because of the very high caste corruption, it's not going to be an issue. So you might ask, reasonably so, what do you do in this situation, right? Almost finished, right? Almost finished with this video, but what do you do when you've done all of this? The next goal, of course, would be to get Clan Ferric, another vassal. Well, that's the beauty of it. You can choose. You can decide to do various things, though in this case, interestingly, Clan Mulder seems to have lost its way, so to speak.
Tribesmen.
Or they've lost its settlements. Well, you have these following choices. You could go for Norska, though, if you want to get and get all these dark fortresses, go to war with everyone, get these 3, 4, 5 dark fortresses. You may want to do that to some degree or another, because there are a lot of dark fortresses there, really for Azazel more so than anything else, and you can vassalize Azazel if you so desire.
Take in my aspect and
You really shouldn't
revel.
have any allies.
Yes.
That's option 1. Option 2 is, and this is something I could have done here instead of worrying about Clan Ferric in any way, shape, or form. I could have just continued going west with Archaon, not made any deals with the Demon Prince, taken the Demon Prince out, vassalized him, dealt with Hagreef, dealt with the Sinnelleos faction, and end up in Nagrand. Or you can end up going for, you take out Clan Ferric and you end up in the Darklands. Or you can even go for Cafe. You're not too far from it. Kolak is over here. You just take his settlement here. The only one he is likely going to have. You take his settlement. You vassalize him. You do vassalize him. So, would a vassal have a vassal of their own? That is an interesting question. I actually haven't done it so far because I just value having Dark Fortresses so much.
A glorifying act. Do you bring them?
Now I'm a bit concerned that my vassals are just going to, well, wipe out Clan Ferric there.
You have my promise.
Alright, he leveled up. Golden Hounds.
The gods smile. Fool!
Now, it feels like when it comes to orders, the one that your vassals are most consistently going to follow is the order to defend the target. So if you want to stop an army of your vassals from, well, wiping out an enemy that you may want to vassalize, your best bet is probably to tell them to defend a particular settlement. And that's what I'm going to do with this tribe here.
Straight to business.
Gonna start going with corn. Alright, there are some marauders over there.
Tribesmen, gather!
Ready.
And more income. Now, the reason these 3 buildings are the best choices is you get growth, you get casualty replenishment from that, You get income from all buildings here, and you get a lot of income. Like, obviously you would want to get the Spoils of War. One building you do want to get is the one that gives you Chaos Warriors directly, because that can be pretty damn good to have. I admit I find myself somewhat concerned over the fact that Clan Mulder has done so poorly this campaign, but it's not always certain that they'll do very well. Although, let's be clear, Kislev is fucked all the same. I think the saving grace for Kislev here has been the fact that Trog has gone to war with these fellas right here. Okay, so the Skaven are down to their last remaining settlement. And you just subjugate the bastards. And that is it. They probably won't be able to maintain all their troops. Well, that's your early campaign guide as Archaon to really maximize the situation. I admit I didn't necessarily do it in the most perfect fashion.
Contagions are precognitive.
Absolutely. But let's look at the situation right now for Archaon. So I've got 8 vassals, right? A whole bunch of trading partners, military allies, and defensive allies. And now it's like I'm about to bring the entire pain in the north down on, well, Kislev. Prague is something you want to get, and then it's like the rest of Kislev, you can let your vassals have it if they so desire. And you do have a lot of vassals. Costin here, signing out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, enable notifications, and I'll see you boys next time. If you do enjoy the content, consider donating via PayPal or Patreon. Could certainly use your support. See you next time.